Hundreds of Hollywood celebrities sat under the brilliant lights of the Academy Awards in 1993, expecting to hear the names of that year's winners at the world's most prestigious awards ceremony. Before an odd event altered the room's vibe, everything appeared to be totally normal. Few people anticipated seeing one of the longest-running scandals in Oscar history when Jack Palance took the stage to give the Best Supporting Actress award. A name was then revealed once the envelope was opened: Tomei Marisa. The room appeared to freeze for a time, not because nobody knew who she was or because she wasn't talented, but rather because hardly anyone thought she would succeed. The audience rapidly showed signs of surprise. People looked at each other. From one row to the next, whispers started to circulate. What had occurred just now? Is it possible that Jack Palance misread the name? Overnight, an issue that seemed nearly impossible gained widespread attention in Hollywood. What's even more amazing is that it persisted for several days or months. For over 30 years, it tracked Marisa Tomei. Was the Oscar really hers? But in order to comprehend why so many people were taken aback by that win, we must go back a year. My Cousin Vinny, a small courtroom comedy, debuted in American theaters in 1992. It appeared to be nothing more than a lighthearted comedy at first, the kind of movie that people liked but soon forgot about. Few people thought it would permanently alter a young actress's life. Marisa Tomei portrayed Mona Lisa Vito, the protagonist's girlfriend in the movie. She wasn't the typical female figure that Hollywood produced at the time. She didn't intentionally speak softly. She wasn't just there to provide for the male lead, and she most definitely wasn't attempting to conform to the ideal of the ideal lady. Mona Lisa seemed different from the moment she first on film. She was astute, self-assured, pragmatic, and totally fearless to voice her opinions. Her manner of speaking, arguing, and responding to others around her did not seem like a well-planned performance intended to gain acceptance. She had the impression that she was a real person who had somehow entered the television straight out of real life, a little defiant and a little rough around the edges, but so sincere that viewers were unable to turn away. Mona Lisa felt startlingly familiar to many viewers, particularly those who had encountered life's setbacks and difficulties. Despite her imperfections, she was genuine, and Marisa Tomei turned that genuineness into the most powerful aspect of the character. Then came the turning point in history. What should have been a standard Oscar announcement in 1993 turned into the start of a scandal that would plague Hollywood for decades. The mood in the audience appeared to have eased by the time Jack Palance took the stage to give the award for Best Supporting Actress. Many thought the winner would be someone else, a nominee whose name was more well-known to industry insiders and critics. When the package was opened, Marisa Tomei's name reverberated around the auditorium. The room felt frozen for a few moments, not because anyone didn't think she was talented, but more because the outcome was so surprising. Everyone in the audience looked surprised. People looked at each other. A startling rumor started circulating throughout Hollywood a few hours after whispers started to circulate. Had Jack Palance misread the name? He accidentally gave rise to an idea that no one could have predicted with his long and reluctant announcement of the winner. It sounded ridiculous at first. How could the most prestigious award in the film industry, the Academy Awards, have made such a mistake? The number of people who were willing to believe it, however, was even more unexpected. The questions persisted despite the Academy's formal confirmation that the outcome was correct and that there had been no error. Like a shadow that followed Marisa Tomei everywhere she went, they lingered silently year after year. Ironically, the golden statue that was supposed to usher in a new era of prosperity turned into something far more intricate. Rather than being recognized solely for her outstanding performance in My Cousin Vinny, she was subjected to constant rumors, doubt, and increasingly severe examination. Her life did not end with that triumph. A new one was opened, a chapter in which she would have to prove for years that she was deserving of the praise bestowed upon her. Please put a number 1 in the comments if you've seen My Cousin Vinny. Do you believe her win was well-deserved, or was it an unexpected upset? However, a lot of people are unaware that there was more to that Oscar statue, a tale of loneliness, lost chances, and a protracted battle for acceptance. Following her contentious Oscar victory, Marisa Tomei's career did not develop as many had anticipated. No doors opened out of nowhere. There was no huge outpouring of acclaim from the film industry, and Hollywood did not roll out the red carpet to greet a new legend. Rather, she was met with silence. There was a doubtful stillness in. Her Oscar win was not seen by many producers and filmmakers as indisputable evidence of her skill. It was frequently written off as a lucky coincidence, fortunate break. Behind closed doors, the murmurs persisted. Had she just been in the right place at the right time? Or was she genuinely extraordinary? These questions followed her everywhere, making it much harder for her to move forward than most people knew. Major possibilities did not come as readily as many had anticipated in the next years. After winning an Oscar, the parts that were supposed to follow silently vanished. The unseen stigma of being a fortunate winner hung over her career for years, not because she lacked talent, but rather because Hollywood had not fully accepted her. Her reputation was not the only thing impacted. Her opportunities were impacted. Acting offers started to decline. Marisa Tomei appeared to lose popularity at times. There were times when external doubts gradually started to undermine her self-confidence. It was the kind of pressure that can gradually wear someone down, yet it wasn't loud, the kind that causes a lot of people to give up. Nevertheless, Marisa Tomei refused to vanish and to allow her future be determined by the doubts of others. In order to stay relevant, she didn't pursue simple roles. She didn't try to win over viewers by making predictable and safe decisions. Rather, she took a much more challenging route, the only way to actually silence the detractors. She made the decision to use her work to demonstrate everything, one show at a time. However, Marisa Tomei's refusal to use loudness to combat uncertainty may be her most notable quality. She didn't start fights in public. She didn't defend herself on TV. Additionally, she didn't waste time attempting to persuade those who didn't believe in her. Rather, she made a different decision, a more silent one, a more difficult one, but in the end, a much more potent one. She let her work do the talking. Just one movie, just one character, one show at a time. There were no gimmicks, no flash, and no last-ditch efforts to keep in the public eye. Her performances, however, were strong enough to have fans take another look. And gradually, something remarkable started to take place. Hollywood's perception of Marisa Tomei began to shift. She was no longer considered a fortunate winner, no longer determined by an Oscar rumor. Rather, she started to be accepted for who she really was, a dedicated artist, a performer molded by time, disappointment, tenacity, and the ongoing struggle to prove herself. The movie In the Bedroom was the first significant turning point in that change. It wasn't an easy role, and it wasn't the kind that attracts attention with memorable speeches or dramatic passages. Tomei played Natalie Strout in the movie, a character who was trying to cope with the terrible death of a loved one. This was no longer the astute, humorous, and vivacious Mona Lisa Vito that viewers had remembered. This person was completely different, a woman who was internally shattered, someone who was grieving too profoundly to express through, someone whose feelings were so buried that it felt nearly impossible to let them out. The performance was remarkable since she didn't need to say anything. There were no long monologues or impressive emotional outbursts. Sometimes the audience could sense the character's sadness developing beneath the surface with only one glance, a silent moment, and a silent moment, and a delicate gesture. Technique was not highlighted by acting. It was unadulterated, agonizing, and hard to ignore performance that went straight to the core of human feeling. Marisa Tomei received her second Academy Award nomination for the performance, but perhaps more significantly, it sent a strong statement to Hollywood. It was no coincidence that she had won an Oscar years prior. Tomei was far from done, though. A few years later, she gave one of her most audacious musical performances in The Wrestler, pushing herself once more. This time, she portrayed Cassidy, a lady who is gradually being abandoned by time and her surroundings. Strong and vulnerable, Cassidy secretly feared being forgotten while yearning for love. She was not shielded by a veil of effortless charm or cozy fantasy. The figure seemed vulnerable, with emotional wounds and life's setbacks, and none of it was concealed by Marisa Tomei. Everything was depicted with total honesty, from the physical metamorphosis to the emotional complexity and her most vulnerable moments. Nothing was made softer. There was no disguise. The truth was all that was left. Sometimes awkward, sometimes devastating, but always genuine. She returned to the Academy Awards with another nomination because of that genuineness. Few people questioned her talent in this time. The murmurs that had trailed her for years gradually subsided. They were replaced by something that she had long before earned. Be respectful. The fact that Marisa Tomei never prevailed by facing her detractors is what makes her narrative so captivating. Her perseverance paid off. Silently, patiently, step by step, and refusing to give up. Her personal life has also taken a completely different course, much like her job. Tomei made a different decision than many of her peers, who's regularly made news due to high-profile romances, extravagant marriages, or public breakups. Confidentiality. Despite being associated with famous people like Logan Marshall Green, Liev Schreiber, and Robert Downey Jr., she never used her connections as a PR stunt. She never attracted attention by using in her private life. If anything, she guarded it as if it were the final space where she could just be herself. However, the audience was much more captivated by the life she chose to lead than by the